That got hit in the head with something. Something nailed me. Oh, yeah. Good morning. Hello, Dirty D. We're not going to fetch while the grass is this wet, bud. We're going to wait till the sun comes up today, and then we'll maybe do a fetch. Guten Tag. Guten Tag. Gutenberg. Krusteaz, dude. Krusteaz. I used to think that brand was Krusteaz. I used to think it was some fucking like foreign brand or something, but it's just some other way of spelling Krusteaz. My Lord Saltoon. My name is Saltoon now? I don't like it. Come up with a different name. What's on your mind this morning? I really don't know. I really don't know. I just woke up. So not a whole lot is on my mind this morning. You gonna finish that croissant? Oh yeah, coffee. Coffee sounds good. Coffee maybe, I may need to run in there and do that real quick. I may need to be Mr. Coffee. That sounds really good. Some mornings, I'm not even feeling the coffee, but today the coffee sounds good. You know what? I'll take you guys with me. What's the point of having a portable streaming platform like this if you can't take your folks with you? Make some coffee. Hello, crickets. Hello, crickets. Want to say hi, everybody? You say hello? Meow. Alright, this should be pretty simple. Should not take me long at all. And done. That's how simple that was. Meow to you. Want to say hi to the people again, you ham bone? You just want outside, but you can't go outside, Cricket. You can't do it. You can't do it. You're not allowed to go outside, Cricket. Come on. Come see me. Come see me. You can't go outside. You're an inside kitty. You're an insider kitty. You're not an outsider kitty. You can't go outside. Oh, Cricket. Come on. Coming back out, D. Okie doke. Okie dokie. That's up to you, I guess. A little bit of coffee. If I forget about it, you'll have to remind me that I have coffee going. I think labor unions would be stronger or weaker if we pass a UBI. My guess is stronger because corporations can't rely on wage slavery, but I don't know what you think. Yeah, I don't really think that some sort of a UBI institution would hurt labor unions. In fact, I think that they would help labor unions gain bargaining room. Paul, you have coffee going. Thanks. A little too early for that reminder, though. Takes 5 or 6 minutes or something for the coffee to brew. Looks so nice out. Yeah, it's kind of like overcast, I guess you'd call it today. Got a cloudy sky, but it's okay, I guess. Can hang with a little bit of cloudiness. Listen, I don't care that my iPhone is not backed up. I really don't. Quit fucking giving me these updates about how my iPhone isn't backed up to iCloud or whatever the fuck. I don't care. Sorry, just talking to my phone. It's like, fuck you. I don't want my shit on iCloud. Leave me alone. Who'd win in a fight, Scotty or TJ? I mean, if I was just putting money on it, probably TJ. Just given the fact that TJ outweighs Scotty by probably 100 pounds and outreaches Scotty and could just kind of like fall down on Scotty and pin him down and beat him up. That's kind of true of all these really big dudes. Now, if Scotty was like a trained fighter or something, then, you know, it'd go the other way, probably. But I don't think anybody's got much of a chance against TJ. He's a big fucking Yeti. Kneecaps, then kidneys. Yeah. I love how like short stacks always have like this plan for how they would beat up someone bigger than them. I'm gonna go for his knees, and then I'm gonna go for his kidneys. Yeah, while you're planning on doing that and working your way in, he reaches out a big hand and grabs a fistful of your shirt and pulls you over and just beats the fuck out of you. You know what I mean? Like, I love the planning. Oh yeah, first thing I'd do if I was taking on TJ, I'd go for the knees, and then I'd go for the kidneys. It's like the first thing TJ would do would be to grab you, pull you close, and just beat the fuck out of you. What's your plan when he does that? Oh, just go for the kneecaps. I mean, come on, dude. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson. Yep. They sure do. Bite like a toddler, that's just going to get you fucked up harder. When people get bit, they don't tend to like, ah! They tend to beat on whatever's biting them. So go ahead and bite. Give it a bite. Show your belly and ask for mercy. There you go. Please. Please don't. First rule, you get them when they don't know it's coming. Yeah. You all like, I love dudes and their ninja ideas. Like, so many dudes, it seems to be kind of a male fantasy that happens. So many dudes will run through their minds like all of their like, this is how I would beat up somebody that I could never beat up. First idea is you gotta get them when they don't see it coming. Second idea is TJ's a big, tall guy, right? Go for the leg. Then once he's got the leg out, go for the kidney. Yeah. It's like, come on, bro. Give me a fucking break. You would be a shit stain within 15 seconds of a fight with TJ, unless you're a trained fucking MMA person. Yeah, cover myself in mud like Arnold in Predator, so TJ can't see me. You fucking idiots. In reality, 15-second blubbering mess on the ground, yes. A quick liver shot, and boom, he's out of here. Yeah. They made guns so that you could beat people of giant stature. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're bringing a gun to a fist fight, then maybe you win. But that's not, if you step on a bug, you maybe win too. It's not exactly bragging rights. We're talking about doing the man dance here, not pulling out your pussy pistol, okay? If your plan is always to just pull out your pussy pistol, then you need to be over in Reddit gun nuts or whatever the fuck. Go over to our, gun enthusiasts or whatever the fuck. I get in the fight, I'm just gonna pull out my pussy pistol. Well, good for you, bud. What a man. Pew pew. I win. Fuck no, I wouldn't run for president of the United States. Paul's a real man. I mean, I'm not claiming to be a real man, but You know, I don't start talking about how I'm going to go get my strap and stuff. You never heard me talk about how, like, ooh, yeah, well, if I was fighting a big guy, I'd just pull out my Nina. I carry protection. I pull out my Nina. I win. Oh yeah, coffee. Good point. It's probably pretty close to done. When I finish this, we'll get the coffee. That's the plan. Thank you. Then I pull out my gun. Pew, pew. Right now it's black coffee. You know what happens if you pull out your gun, bro? Know what happens if you pull out your gun on me, pointed at me? I'm gonna wait till right when you pull the trigger. And when you pull the trigger, I'm gonna dodge to the side, grab the gun, spin around backwards and hold your hand up and grab the trigger, shoot all the bullets up into the sky, then hit you in the gut, then grab you by the neck and throw you over me in a judo throw, and then hit you in the throat. Boom. I'll be right back. Coffee wasn't quite ready yet. I went early. It was still dripping. Still dripping. So I got the second best thing to coffee. Got a slow coffee machine. I'll tell you guys the truth. I'll tell you guys the truth of what happened, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you like some other people would. I went in there and my just woke up stoner ass had put all the stuff in the coffee machine and hit brew, but I didn't pour the water in the thing. It was the water was still sitting in the fucking pitcher. I lied to you. And I'm sorry. I scammed myself, yeah. I did. I didn't pour the water into the thing, you know, it was sitting in the pitcher, like waiting to be brewed. Oh, fuck. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna fight 'em off. A 7-nation army couldn't hold me back. I'm gonna rip it off. Taking their time just behind my back. It's a good song. It's been stuck in my head this morning. My favorite White Stripes song is actually a pretty little ditty called I Think That We're Gonna Be Friends, I think it's called. Or maybe it's just called Friends. But that's a cute song. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Go to school, to the park, blah, 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 after dark. Oof. Teacher marks our height against the wall. That grinder is caked? No, it's fine. Look. It's got a little bit of extra dodextra in it, but it ain't caked. I'm talking about my grinders. Don't act like I can't keep my grinders up. The grinder ain't caked. Today is going to be a good day. You think so? I hope so. Kind of weed are you puffing today? Black Mamba. It's a indica. We're on that Black Mamba. I've been smoking a lot of sativa lately during the day. Trying a little indica today. Seeing how that works out. Seeing if maybe I'm a little bit more mellow with some Indicouch. You ever microwaved a bowl of cereal? No. No, 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 no. Bro, what the fuck? What? I like sativa. Don't get me wrong. Just wanted a little indica today. With that, I bet my fucking coffee's done. I bet it's done. I microwave Pop-Tarts all the time, bud. Okay, well, Pop-Tart is not a cereal, though. It's hot cereal. What? Oatmeal? Oatmeal cereals? Yeah, there's oatmeal. Oatmeal is a hot cereal. There's such a thing as a hot cereal. Oatmeal, cream of wheats, malto-meal. Those are cereals. They're just hot cereals. You have a Keurig? No, I have a Mr. Coffee. Thanks, shitty economist, for the $5. Grits. I like country gravy better than grits. I'll take country gravy on a biscuit over the grits. I'm not turning my nose up at the grits. The grits are okay, but I'm not a big, huge fan of grits. Biscuits and gravy, on the other hand. Mr. Coffee is Keurig. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Too much grits as a child has ruined them for me. I could see that. Although a lot of the stuff I like, see, I just have a different kind of thing. I'm routine based, and so I really like eating the same things a lot. So I don't know, dude. I think I could plan out a meal that was the same every week, like a meal plan that was the same every week and never deviate from it and be okay. Like, I'm not the type of person that gets like sick of their favorite stuff. What did that class solidarity tweet mean? Go watch yesterday's fucking, or I guess not, don't go watch the one right before this, watch the one before that. And it's right at the beginning. When I walk people's, I hold people's hand through it and explain it. I'm just not gonna be doing it again today. So yeah, don't go watch the one before this, watch the one before that, and it's in the first 10 minutes that I start talking about it. You can hear all about it. I bet you could figure it out, though, if you really thought about it. I bet you could figure it out. There you go. Otello just gave you a link. Made it easy for you and all. Made it simple for you. Elmore Fudd. It's Elmer, not Elmore. Elmer Fudd or Yosemite Sam? Yosemite Sam. Elmer Fudd is a chud. Yosemite Sam is a pimp. He's like 80% fucking mustache. You gotta respect it. I think the days of labor organizing are a thing of the past, Paul. Americans are too addicted to cheap prices and driven by cheap labor overseas. Okay. Well, I can guarantee you one thing. If leftists don't straighten up and quit playing the let's elect Joe Biden because things will get marginally better game, oops, they didn't, then you're right. A labor movement will never happen. You're right about that. I love these self-fulfilling prophecies out of leftists who have like married themselves to the easy road of electoral fucking incrementalism. I really do think that the time for labor has passed. Okay. All right, kid. The time for doing exactly what my parents and grandparents and their grandparents did. That's the time. That's gonna get us there, boy. Incremental change is fine. We just need bigger increments, yeah, or shorter increments. No 420 Weedcast questions. Just because I smoke pot doesn't mean I'm a pot guru fucking channel that sits around and talks about pot all day, okay? If you're worried about getting, whatever, paranoid when you smoke pot, go on and look it up on Google, okay? I'm not your fucking pot wizard. Dirty D. Dirty, dusty, crusty D.
Going okay out here?
Yeah, it's going okay. Did Manson do it? Do what? Which it? He's accused of like 24 things. Just asking personally, not for advice. Just get out. Stop. Quit whining about it. I'm not your weed wizard. The Feldman accusations? I think those are probably the most spurious. Corey Feldman was apparently raped by everybody in Hollywood from like 1985 through 2006 or so. You know what I mean? Like every time there's a Me Too that pops out about somebody that's in the music industry or in Hollywood, he fucking decides that he's going to tack on his Me Too moment as well. I do like Braveheart, yes. I happen to like Braveheart, and one of the reasons I do like Braveheart is because they fuck up British people in Braveheart, at least for most of it, until the end when they get betrayed. Then I usually turn it off. I don't like watching the end of Braveheart, but I like watching the first 3/4 of Braveheart. I like that scene where they moon the English soldiers and one of the dudes catches an arrow in the ass. Good stuff. I don't even watch the end of Braveheart when I watch it anymore. Like, it wasn't that long ago that I watched Braveheart. Was up hella late at night. Amelia was asleep. I was bored. I threw on Braveheart because I saw it on Prime or whatever the fuck. And I watched the first 3/4 of it. And then when it started to turn against William Wallace, when, like, what's his name, Robert the Bruce betrays him, and they're in the lead up to that battle when it looks like they're gonna win, but they just lose because, you know, all the other Scottish clansmen desert his army or whatever the fuck, I just stopped watching. Yeah, I like the crazy Irishman character, yeah. It's my island. What, Ireland? Yeah, it's mine. I love that guy. Who plays the evil king in that movie? I don't know what his name was, but he was good. He's really good. Like, all the Brits are so fucking incredibly hateable. The only good guy that they have on their team is the French princess that was forced to marry the gay prince. But you've got, like, the cowardly gay prince, the bellicose old sociopath. You know what I mean? That's the English presence. And then the, like, hoity-toity fucking officers who think that they've got it won, and then you get to watch them figure out that they don't. Dude, it's a great anti-British movie. If you're like me and you're not a fan of the Brits, you know?
I think the king is dead.
What?
The guy who played King Edward the First.
I would imagine so. He was pretty old in Braveheart, and that was in the 90s. Patrick McGowan. Or Patrick McGowan, maybe?
Yeah, maybe McGowan.
Like, he was fucking old as fuck in that movie, and that movie came out when I was knee-high to a grasshopper, so... Why don't you like the Brits? I just don't like their fucking imperialistic ways. I don't like their hoity-toity fucking our farts don't stink kind of attitude. I don't like their upper crusty way of fucking sipping tea and drinking crumpets and fucking... I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like John Oliver. I don't like John Oliver, not because of what he says, but because he thinks we need a Brit to come over here and tell us how fucked up we are. No. John Oliver. Go back on BBC One and be fucking the anchor man for... Who's that other idiot that we kicked out of here? Remember that one fucking British idiot that came over here and was supposed to be a big thing on CNN? Piers Morgan. There you go. Now what's he doing? He's over there covering, like, how mad the Queen is at Meghan Markle, where he belongs.
Poor Meghan Markle.
I know. The Queen outraged by Meghan Markle's choice of hat. That's where he's at. Send John Oliver's ass back over there, too. We got plenty of Americans that know how fucked up it is here, too. That didn't grow up nibbling crumpets and sipping fucking old English tea. Jude Law's British. He gets a pass. You guys know that...
He's not trying to take over.
Yeah, Jude Law's not an imperialist. Yeah, he's not an imperialist. He's not a lying fucking media figure. He's an actor. And a hot one. He gets a pass. And he has a decent American accent. That's true. also like aspects of the Brits. I kind of have a love-hate feeling towards them. Me too, really, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. I think their accent is kind of cute in certain context, in certain permutations. I don't really like typical standard British, but the little like weird Welsh accents and Scouse accents and stuff that are in different, corners of the British mainland, I kind of like those. I like fucking Gordon Ramsay a lot, even though he typifies everything that I just bitched about Brits, but he just does it better than most Brits do. Like, we do need Gordon Ramsay to come over here and tell us our food is shit. We do need that because he's just that good at it. Plus, in my mind, Gordon Ramsay's an honorary American anyway. Like, when you make it that big, you're an American. If you're that big in America, you're an American.
And David Attenborough is a good Brit.
Yeah, David Attenborough is a good Brit. Another honorary American in my mind, because no other Brits give a fuck about the environment. You know what I mean? So David Attenborough, he can stay. The monarch is what you can't stand about Brits. It's a ceremonial monarchy anyway. It's like a pretty toothless monarchy. It's maintained as more of like a tourist attraction than anything now. I don't really hate them for their monarchism. Some British rock, yeah. I mean, sometimes they pick up our instruments and listen to some of our bands and crank out some good pale imitations. And every once in a while, they get it right and they make some actual rock music. But every time that happens, they do the right thing and move to America, i.e. the Beatles, i.e. the Rolling Stones. Where do they live now? America. They're Americans. Thank you. Like, every once in a while, an American is born in another country. And usually they become super famous, and the first thing they do is move to America, where they were supposed to be born. It's like, you know what I mean? British music has changed the world, Paul. Come on. British music? What are you even talking about, bro? No, they didn't create punk rock. America created punk rock, and the Brits just did it. Like, if we hadn't laid the foundation of the blues, jazz, country and western, rock and roll, the Brits would still be playing lutes. Yeah. We let you change the world because we gave you our fucking music, idiot. Congrats. Blues and jazz come from European waltz, to be fair. No, that's absolutely not true. Blues and jazz were born from Negro spirituals, slave spirituals, indentured spirituals in the early American fucking South. So if you want to give credit to anything, give credit to Christianity. Because that's where the roots of the blues and jazz are. Now, when the blues and jazz became bigger words or bigger genres, then things like European waltz, like European immigrants, took their kind of tradition of waltz and tuba playing and stuff and wove it in to jazz. Jazz is a giant melting pot of musical styles, but it's rooted in the blues. And ain't no German waltz in the blues. America's music is a melting pot of its indigent people. The music as it exists now was a melting pot of the sad, hopeful music of immigrants, both willing and unwilling, to America. So you've got tastes of German, you've got tastes of Italian, you've got tastes of Irish and Scottish and British, you've got tastes of all of these different types of music that came here, heard this hot sound, and added it to their own repertoire, and became part of the big American melting pot that created the platform upon which all modern music stands. EDM, hip hop, whatever you want to call, whatever you listen to in your country, stands upon the platform of the blues. And that was created right here.
Fuck that British rap. Never heard a good.
Oh my God, dude. I mean, sometimes it sounds okay, but I can never understand what the fuck they're saying. You know what? Fucking got my eater. I'm going to You're just like, all right, get out of here. Nobody's buying it, bro.
Or they start rapping and then their words sound painfully American.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it gets terrible. It gets terrible over there. You know I'm gonna bust out the boomba clot. It's like, shut up. Nobody's buying it. I like De-Antwoord. I don't care that they're hard to understand because they're bringing something fresh and fucking new to the genre.
They're bringing in some legit Africa.
Right. Like, they routinely collaborate with actual African artists and shit and add that sound into their fucking style. I've never heard anything like them. So,
That's enough weed advice.
yeah, no more weed advice. Don't be asking me for dumbass weed advice. I'm not your weed guru. The fuck out of here.
Like, there's probably like tombs and tombs of advice on the internet now.
Blues was a synthesis of styles and cultures, including European folk music, but it obviously leans more towards African influences. No. It doesn't just lean towards African influences. It is 100% African influenced. The blues was born in the slave camps of the South. Period. All of the instruments used in jazz are European. It seems silly to say it was mostly African. Just let me...
Y'all just watch fucking jazz by, what's his name?
Wrong. Came from Europe. Wrong. Came from Europe.
What's the fucking guy that does the documentaries on BBC or PBS?
It's fucking... What's his name? I can't remember his fucking name now.
PBS Jazz.
Yeah. Just go watch the PBS fucking jazz documentary. Ken Burns. There you go.
Yeah. Watch some goddamn Ken Burns.
The theism is strong today. Saying it's 100% African is misleading. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. His countryman explains how American music was influenced by the Scotch-Irish. Yes. What credit does the instrument get for the music that is created? As Thulsa Doom said, what is steel compared to the hand that wields it? That's kind of the point.
Europeans are salty because they know Americans own their ass. That's why the Europeans are salty.
It's true.
Because Americans own their ass.
We have since the day that we fucking broke away from them. We've owned their souls and their imaginations and their asses from the very day that we broke away from them. And they are desperate, ever so desperate, to take responsibility for the things that we've created here. Well, there wouldn't have been a guitar to play the blues on, would there have been? Had it not been for the European invention of such a machine. Get out of here.
Yeah, if you can't find Ken Burns on Netflix, the PBS channel or whatever is super fucking cheap.
It really is. Like, yeah, if you've got the Amazon Prime app or whatever, it's less than that, I think. I think it's like $2.99 a month or some shit for the PBS channel. And you get all the Ken Burns documentaries. All of them are worth watching. None of them are entirely comprehensive. They're, entertaining documentaries. Europe envy? Yeesh. My friend. You haven't been listening. If you had been listening, you would have heard a bunch of Europeans in here saying, it was us that invented the blues. The blues. The blues. Sounds like the salt is on the other fucking shaker. You know what I mean? We invented the blues, innit? Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Clearly. Clearly. Oh, Lord, pick a bale of cotton. Oh, Lord, pick a bale of day. Oh, Lord, pick a bale of cotton. Oh, Lord, pick a bale of day. Gonna jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton. Jump down, turn around, pick a bale of day. Totally British, isn't it? You Brits. You Brits. You Brits. If I'm black and write a book, apparently I don't deserve the credit because whites made pencils. Yep. A black man would have never written a single book because the white man invented the typewriter and the pencil. Therefore, every book written by a black person or a person of color in history is European.
That's true asbestos.
There you go. Double owned then. Paul is the Ringo of the peasants. Cool. Ringo's rich as fuck and lives in seclusion and has people wait on him hand and foot every fucking day. And he has a line around the block to suck his dick. Sounds like a good life. I'll take it. Ringo isn't a good drummer, though. Oops. Still rich as fuck. I don't even know what to say. Like, Ringo could buy and sell your ass. So, you know what I mean? You can critique his drumming skills till the cows come home, but unless you can sit at the fucking sticks and fucking flip it, make yourself a Beatles level album and be the drummer on that, I'm not trying to hear what you have to say.
You're like this really famous person.
Yeah.
And
You're like this completely successful, total fucking rock star that can't go anywhere without people trying to blow him and fucking burns $100 bills in his fireplace for heat in the winter. Oh, shit. Hold on while I dig deep to be offended by that one. But he's a bad drummer. Yeah. Horrible. He's only on the sticks for like 3 of the most classic fucking rock albums ever made. Gonna jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton. Drummers are the most critical of other drummers. Well, they have to be. There's like this, well, I mean, you know, lead guitarists are the same way. There's this kind of, in rock at least, there's this kind of competitive push. But let's be honest. You can't argue with money. It was just a riff. I'm just riffing on Ringo. Don't worry about it. If I was truly offended by what you said, I would have banned you. No, I'm fine being the Ringo of whatever. I'll take it. Howard Stern used to play that like soundbite that Ringo released to the press.
yeah.
Ringo like decided that he was no longer going to be answering fan mail.
Yeah.
And so he released this soundbite to the press that was like, peace and love, Ringo Starr here. And I am letting you know that after February of the 14th, there will be no more fan mail or letters signed or read. They will not be opened. If they are received after the date of the 14th, they will be tossed. Peace and love, peace and love. It's just like, I say this to you with peace and love. Please, no more letters. No more fan mail. It will be tossed. I say this to you with peace and love. It's just like, fuck, man.
Dude, think of how unbearable all the mail you get is.
Yeah, it's true. But, I mean, like, think about Ringo Starr.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, it's already hard enough for you
Right.
to DM.
My DMs are already a fucking nightmare, and I'm like a fucking D-list internet person. Imagine if you're Ringo Starr, the type of shit you would get. I don't know what the best state in the U.S. is. I'm looking for it. I'm on a hunt. I will tell you this. Of the states that I've lived in, Washington State. If I had to pick one.
Listed as like number 1 when you look at the rankings anyways.
Probably.
Let's see. Top states.
But I got to tell you, I lived in a little bit of a dream world when I was living in Washington State. I was on a very popular show. I was making enough money to live in a very expensive place. And that definitely colored my feelings on the place. What about the weather? The weather in Washington for me was fucking perfect. The hottest it ever got in the summer was, I think there were a couple of days where it hit like the high 80s, low 90s. The winters, I think it snowed once when I was in Bellevue, and it didn't stick.
I mean, they're getting a big snowstorm here soon.
Yeah, I know it happens there. Like every once in a while they'll get snow. You know what I really loved about Washington?
What?
The area that I lived in, at least, Bellevue, there were no bugs. Like there were no... I know that there's mosquitoes and shit out in the woods and stuff, but it just seems like the ratio of bugs compared to a lot of other places that I've lived is really low. The only place that I've lived that had a lower instance of bugs was Arizona. Arizona, I forgot what a fucking mosquito was. They just don't have them. I guess if you're like near Lake Havasu or some shit in Arizona, or near a body of water in Arizona, maybe you get some fucking mosquitoes. But I lived in Phoenix. I forgot what a fucking mosquito was. I forgot what a cockroach was. I just didn't have them. The way that fucking Arizona paid for that was I was in Arizona for 2 years, just about 2 years, right at 2 years. And I happened to be there during a 6-year cicada bloom. They've got a species of cicada that has a 6-year life cycle. And I was there during a cicada bloom, and that was one of the most fucking insane things you've ever seen when it comes to bugs. The only thing that I've ever seen that came close to it was termite swarming, which happens in Louisiana. But it was even worse than that. When you're talking about like a fucking Arizona cicada bloom, you're talking about the ground is covered with them. You have to get used to just walking on crunchy ass fucking cicadas because they cover the ground, they cover the trunks of the trees, and they scream. The sound of them is just like you have to tune it out. What was it?
Seen like a mayfly bloom like right next to a river.
Uh-uh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've never had
Every
mayflies.
fucking inch of everything is covered with dead mayflies.
That's fucking insane. Yeah, see, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit.
You open your car and it just...
Yep. One of them would, like, during the cicada bloom, I remember it lasted like a week and a half or so. And then what happens is they all die. They come out, they breed, and then they all croak. And the ones that are still nymphs or whatever go back. They dig back into the trees and into the ground, and they come back in another 6 years and shit. Fucking insane. But anyway, that was crazy. But Arizona, other than that 2-week period, had no bugs. So that was nice. They look horrifying. They're actually kind of cool looking bugs. They're beetles, and they've got these, like, the ones that bloomed there, I remember they had these really orange, like, curly things up here. They were pretty bugs to look at. Like, I'm not scared of bugs. I'm not creeped out by bugs, with the exception of highly poisonous spiders. And all highly deadly, venomous, or poisonous, whichever one. I always get them mixed up. Can you explain to me what the difference between poisonous and venomous is?
I can't remember.
Can somebody that's in fucking college help me out with this shit? Because it comes up so many goddamn times, and I never know which one to say. Poisonous, venomous. What is the difference?
Biting and stinging versus eating them and then making you sick.
Venom bites you. Venomous is teeth or stingers.
Yeah.
And poison is if you eat it or attack it with your mouth, you're going to die. Okay. Got it. So like a poison dart frog. That's how I'll remember it. Because those don't bite you. You die because you touch them and the poison gets on you. Right. So poison you either have to touch or ingest, and venom has to be bitten or stung into you. Okay. We got it. So a venomous spider. And venomous spiders are always very visibly venomous. They have a different constitution. If like the two that I've had the most experience with and seen dozens of are, of course, black widows, which are probably the most ubiquitous venomous spider in the United States, and a more regional venomous spider called a brown recluse. And you can tell just by looking at these animals that they are not to be trifled with, and they creep me the fuck out. But any other spider, don't give a fuck. Any other bug, don't really give a fuck.
You know anyone that got like a spider bite?
Yeah. My friend, I had a little friend, Matt, in grade school. His dad was a superintendent of schools, and he was a rich kid. He had all of the fucking coolest shit, all of the coolest shit. He had a Neo Geo system, which was basically like an arcade system for your home. The video games were like $300 a piece. They came on giant carts, and you could play like fucking arcade fighting games at home, which was a huge deal back then. So I loved chilling with Matt. Matt was fucking around in a wood pile or something with his dad and got bit by a black widow. And he didn't know it was a black widow, and so he didn't get treated right away. But then the pain started to get really bad, and he had to go to the hospital, and he almost like had to have surgery to cut away some of the flesh that went necrotic. He had his arm in a sling with a cast over it for like a month. So he got it bad. But a lot of it was due to the fact that he just kept going because he thought it was like a mosquito bite or some shit. And then it like and got worse and worse and worse, and the pain got worse, and then he got rushed to the hospital. They were able to save his arm and shit, but it could have killed him. You know what I mean?
He might have had a little bit of surgery if it was already necrotic.
No. I mean, I remember him saying that they almost had to cut off some of his flesh, but they didn't. They were able to get the anti-venom in there, but it made his whole arm weak. And I've had an uncle. I had an uncle that got bit by a rattlesnake, but he had anti-venom with him. In the foothills near where I live, if you don't have anti-venom on you and you're traipsing around in the fields, you're pretty stupid. Well, I don't know about now, but when I was growing up, there were a lot of rattlesnakes, and it's very easy to get bitten by one. Like they lay in very cool places during the summer in the tall grass, and they're not necessarily like people think, oh, how do you step on a rattlesnake or how do you get bit by a rattlesnake? They don't always alert. Like they'll be laying down in that grass and you step on one.
Well, like especially if they're hiding in the shade, they're just chilling,
right?
Cooling down,
right.
So
they're cold-blooded animals, and so
they're not on complete alert,
right.
So.
And so in the summertime, they're hot, they're overheated, they're laying in the fucking shady undergrowth, and you step on one, and to them, that's you attacking them. They turn around and strike you. That's how 90% of rattlesnake bites go down, and snake bites in general, I imagine. Yeah, I'm shocked I never got bit by one as a kid. I grew up in an area that was maggoty with them, and ran around in the tall grass all the fucking time and was all up underneath logs and blah, 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 blah. And I've seen a bunch, but never got bit by one. Eastern king snakes kill the venomous snakes around my area. Yeah, king snakes are actually really good to have. We used to have a couple of western king snakes that lived on our property that we would see on the lawn every once in a while when I was a little kid. And my dad taught me not to be afraid of them at all. He taught me that they were really good snakes and that they ate mice and rats and other bad animals and stuff that were around. And he taught me how to pick one up because they will bite on you, but they don't have venom. So, you know, they don't want to be attacked, but he taught me how to pick one up in the middle and move them off the yard so the dogs wouldn't get at it and stuff. And so whenever I'd see one of our king snakes out on the yard, because I knew our little dog Mackenzie would get at it, I would just go grab them by the middle and take their little asses over. I love garter snakes too. Have you ever held a garter snake or found one?
I haven't held it, but I've seen them, yeah.
Garter snakes are beautiful animals, and they're really pretty comfortable being held if you're gentle with them.
I know, like, my mom's dog walked up on a garter snake and she got so spooked that she jumped back like 4 feet, like, ah!
Oh yeah, like animals, like dogs and stuff, they have that. That's why cats jump at those cucumbers,
Yeah.
because of their brain sees the long. That's why it's kind of mean to do the cucumber trick to your cat. It's like making your cat think it's getting snuck up on by a fucking snake that's gonna eat it. Yeah, garter snakes are beautiful animals. They're pretty ubiquitous in the United States if you live in an area that has enough vegetation and shit. They need a temperate climate. They can't be like total desert animals, but they're pretty hardy little snakes, and they're pretty awesome. Ringnecks, yeah. I didn't grow up around ringneck snakes, but I've seen them. There's a 5-foot king snake in my basement when I was sneaking down there to take a dab 4 years ago. Cool. Well, that's good luck, man. Don't hurt a king snake. There's no need. A king snake is your bro, just like any spider that isn't venomous, or even the ones that are, like wolf spiders. I think they are venomous, but their fangalangs are too small and weak to get through your skin. A lot of spiders are like that, and so those spiders you need not fear. They're bros. You have a spider set up like that out, especially out on a porch or something, you let them go, because they're snagging mosquitoes and flies and all the other bullshit.
I saw an epic spider battle.
A spider what?
A spider battle.
A battle?
Yeah, one had like 2 legs torn off, and it was the victor. It's like they were going at it, fighting for the best spot in the house.
Jesus. He had 2 legs torn off, but he won?
Yeah.
That's metal as fuck. Yeah, I've never seen a spider fight before. That's cool as fuck. Yeah, they wanted that spot. They were trying to set up in the nicest, moistest area in the house where there was going to be a lot of fun stuff to munch on. They were like, there's only room for fucking one of us in this fucking bathroom, you piece of shit. Come here. I'm sorry, D. I wasn't yelling at you. I said...
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. He's got a skull like a rhinoceros. It's very thick. Big baby. Start a spider fighting ring? No, that's cruel, man. If it happens as a natural course of them trying to set up shit, it's nature. But if you get 2 spiders and put them together... Your buddy has camel spiders? Oh, I've seen those. Those are like Iraqi and Iranian. They're like desert spiders, right? I've seen pictures of those. I remember there was a meme from like Afghani troops about those. They would find them on like... fuck that shit. Desert monsters, yep. Australia is full of venom, and I can't imagine going to sleep there. Dude, I'll tell this story again very briefly. I once had an Australian friend, and she was on webcam with me one night. We were just chilling, and she was sitting on her bed, and she was like, well, you know, like, we were saying goodbye. She was like, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to lay down. I was like, all right. And I looked above her as she kind of went to sit down on her bed. And there's this fucking spider that's like half the size of my fist just sitting on her wall. And I was like, holy fuck. And I told her, I was like, look up. And she looks up back at the wall and screams and runs out of the room. But it turns out a spider that's very rare to come inside. Because at first she thought it was a huntsman spider. But then when she actually looked at it, it was an orb weaver. Another incredibly deadly spider that lives in Arizona, or not Arizona, Australia. Very fucking rare to get one in your house. She had a giant fucking orb weaver spider right above her head where she was about to lay down and go to sleep. If she hadn't have been on Skype with me that night, what happened? She screamed and ran out of the room, went and got her roommate, who was a dude. They fashioned a pole out of 2 brooms that they lashed together, and they put a shoe on the end of it. And they went in there together with the pole and mashed the fucking spider against the wall, but they didn't hit it hard enough on the wall, and it fell and scuttled somewhere. And then they went and got behind something and smashed it with that shoe on a pole and killed it. And then they looked at it, and that's when they discovered that they were dealing with an orb weaver spider. It was fucking... I watched the whole thing. It was like watching a horror film. Like, I could hear her screaming off in the distance, and I was watching that fucking thing just sit on the wall, and I'm like, what the f... And then I could hear her, and she came back in, and she was like, all right, we got a plan to deal with this. You know, we're making a thing. We're making a pole. And I was like, what? You're making a pole? And then I see it come into frame. It's like 2 brooms that are put together with a shoe. And I was like, what are you doing? And they just hit like next to it, and the spider fell and went like a face hugger. It's like, I was like, ah! No. Everybody in the fucking room screamed and ran, and I was alone in the room on Skype with the spider. I was just like... Yeah, dude, scarier than any fucking horror film I've seen in a long time. I'll tell you that much. It was terrifying. They'll make great pets. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Australia sounds like a hostile alien world. It pretty much is. Everything in Australia pretty much is out to kill you. Give or take a few animals. Pretty much everything in Australia is out to murder you in various ways. Jumping spiders are harmless, yes, and they're very cute. I love a jumping spider. I love a visit from a jumping spider. A visit from a jumping spider feels like a little hello from nature to me, because they'll look right at you. They consider you. It's cute. Venomous animals are to Australia as cliff racers are to Morrowind. I guess so, yeah. Me and some reptile breeding buddies are planning an Aussie trip for the reptile lovers' wet dream. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of awesome animals. I'm not trying to shit on Australia. I just don't know that I could live in Australia. Have you ever seen a huntsman spider? Mm-mm. It'd be cool to go to Australia and see what's left of the Great Barrier Reef before it's completely bleached white and dead. There's still some healthy sections of Great Barrier Reef teeming with life. It'd be really cool to see that. Too hot? Yeah, I mean, I deal well with super hot places. I was raised in a place where in the summer it's super fucking hot. I spent 2 years in one of the hottest places in America. And was able to survive pretty well there. So I deal with hot better than I deal with extreme cold, I think. But some balance between the two is what I'm looking for. I was born in the cold. You're just a visitor to the cold, Paul Zigo. I was born in it. all good. No worries. It happens. I've been out here hacking and coughing all goddamn day. Here comes the rain. The little spitter spatter of rain has... It's so cold here that you can't even feel it. Like once it gets below 10 degrees, I can't tell the difference between that and -4. That's because functionally to your body, there is no difference. But I will tell you this. The one time in my life that I spent an extended amount of time in a place that was below 0, I spent close to a month in Cedar City, Utah in the winter. And there is a noticeable fucking difference. It feels like death when you walk outside and it's like -10 or -20. Like even if you're bundled up, your body wants you to turn around and like walk right back where you came from. You get this immediate like, oh, no, no, no. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna rain super hard here. It's gonna we'll have a pitter patter of rain. Jordy, oh yeah, I saw you go potty today. I saw you take a poop this morning, so you're good. Freddie, for you, 107 all in. Huh? Okay. Thanks for the $1.99, I guess. Why are you staring at me? You want to go inside? Are you cold?
Almost knocked everything over.
Yep, again. But he didn't. Paul is secretly the leader of the Illuminati. Yes. You got me. I get the distinct feeling that there are going to be more of these done inside during the summer here. Or late at night. Thank you, baby. It rains a lot in Washington.
Not as much as some other places. The rainiest place I've ever been is fucking Louisville.
Yeah. I would imagine so. But yeah, it does rain quite a bit in the in Seattle area in particular, which is where I lived. But I like the rain. I can't stand the rain. Alexander, I know you, so I'm going to time you. But please stop fucking living in 2016 DFF meme territory and just chanting the fucking name of stupid idiot fucking antagonists from that show from 2016. Apropos of nothing, please. Thank you. If I have to ask again, I'm just gonna fucking ban your dumbass. I'm sick of it, dude. I'm 100% sick of it. It's one thing if it's like some no profile pic person, but like I know who you are. You're like a constant fucking commenter here. You know the fucking rules. So don't get nuked. Don't be stupid. There is nothing in my world that's more boring than vigilant Christian Mario memes, okay? There's nothing in my world more boring than that. So get the fucking net or get the fuck out. I'm new. Well, I'm sorry you had to witness that. Everything ended in 2016. Yep.
At least there's one thing that's changed.
What?
No more Trump did this, Trump did that.
Oh, man. Thank goodness. That has been nice. Trump did this. Did you see what Trump? At least I don't have to deal with that anymore. That's true. I got to count my blessings. If you're tired and you can't sleep, count your blessings instead of sheep. Then you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. If your money starts to fall, remember when you had none at all. See? I like that song from White Christmas. I like a lot of the songs from White Christmas.
Maybe not back when there was
The Minstrel Show, the Minstrel Show. Yeah, that one. Maybe we could...
Hey, at least they didn't blackface in it, so that was a step.
That was a good choice. Maybe they did, and they just like edited it out.
Maybe.
And maybe the original, they were all like,
I don't know.
no, I don't think so. But yeah, they do like talk about how they miss the old minstrel show, and I don't know. Not all minstrelsy was like black hating shit. Like the song they sing is called Mandy, which is an old minstrel song, and it's about a girl that he wants to marry. So Mandy, there's a minister handy, and it sure would be dandy if we could help him make a fee. So not all minstrelsy was like old Uncle Joe picking cotton and stuff. That was just part of it, you know. You have a nice crooner voice. Well, I just imitate it. I don't really have a nice crooner voice of my own. Just doing a hackneyed Bing Crosby there. It's definitely more in my range than a lot of shit. The deeper kind of baritone voice is no longer really useful in music. And that's you know, where I'm most comfortable singing. The Barry White tone. Well, that's I mean, Barry White was like, I'm a Barry tenor, okay? So I'm a baritone first, a tenor second. Back in high school, I could sing second tenor. And that's a lot of the times I got placed there because that was my range, about second tenor to mid baritone. The scale of baritone goes down to bass. And so Barry White is like a bass Barry. Like he's a bass singer with the ability to jump up to that baritone. I don't think I could sing second tenor anymore. Years and years of smoking, etc. But your voice naturally deepens as time goes on. And I'm definitely firmly baritone with a tendency towards the tenor. You were alto 1. Impressive. Can you sing bass? Not really. Not really. Falsetto, yeah. I've got a half decent switch from full voice to falsetto, but the problem is that it's harder for me to hit those upper notes to kind of lilt into the falsetto. See, I don't read music, so you can't throw notes at me. Only reason to have watched the show was for you, Scotty and TJ. The fact that you have your own show separate from dumb internet drama is a blessing. Well, thanks, cynical citizen. I'm a death metal growler. Where does that sit? They call it vocal fry. Yeah. That doesn't sit on the scale that I'm talking about, not to diminish it, but there's no death metal vocal fry growling in chamber choir. And that's where I learned. But I had to learn by ear. So here's what happened. I was cast in a musical play. And the choir director, whose building was attached to the drama building, heard me sing in that play and came to my drama teacher and was like, I want him in chamber choir next year. Why is he not in choir? And so he went to me so I went to this tryout with him. And I was like, he started calling out notes to me. He's like, all right, give me a whatever, give me a D flat. And I was like, I can't read, I can't do that. And he's like, okay, so you can't reproduce notes from memory, that's okay. And I was like, no, I can't read music. And he's like, what? I was like, I can't read music. He said, well, how did you sing your part in the play? And I said, I listened to a tape of somebody else singing it, and I did that. That's how I learned the part. And so he went through and fucking tested me and put me in chamber choir. He was like, normally, in order to get in chamber choir, you have to read music. And I said, well, I mean, I could try and learn, but you know what I mean? I don't know it. And he made an exception for me. He put me on the chamber choir, and he let me learn by ear. So I would sit and listen to the kids around me sing the first 2 or 3 times. And then I would find my place in it, and I would join the choir. And then I would learn the music by ear. So it was fun. I got to sing all kinds of like ostentatious church songs. We did Handel's Messiah. Like all these old kind of chamber type choir songs.
And that's the faciest voice.
Who?
Billy and Predator.
Billy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The fake Native American.
I see his tracks. This is no man.
I've ruined so much of your childhood by calling out all the fake Indians.
I know, dude. You thought you knew immediately that the quote unquote Indian guy in Creep Show was not Indian, and my whole life I believed he was a fucking straight out Indian. And you're like, that ain't no Indian. And then the fucking chief too. I was like, okay, he's not an Indian, but the chief is an Indian. You're like, no, that's a Mexican dude. I was like, no, it ain't. And you went and looked it up, and his name was like Juan Gutierrez or some shit. I was like, fuck. There are no Indians in the movies. It's all red face. You talked to Marshall about the shoes cover, Levin Beauregard. Looking forward to more. He's mixing one right now. I haven't talked to him about it yet, but I still do want to play around with it. I've got FL Studio, so maybe I should just go get the shoes shit, pull the sample, and maybe try and learn to make a beat myself with it. Have Marshall help me. Shoes. Theory is largely overrated. It helps, but not necessarily. I have fun with music, and I always have. I've never studied it professionally, other than the times that I sat a chair in choir or was in musical theater. I've never studied it professionally. I still to this day can't tell you the difference between an A and a D and a C and a blah 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 blah. I really can't. I can do the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Like, I know that covers the scale, but I don't know what note is what. Do, a deer, a female deer. Re, a drop of golden sun. Mi, a name I call myself. Fa, a long, long way to run. Tea, you eat with jam and bread. I can't remember at all. Yeah, you like that voice crack, huh? Do, re, mi. That gave me the tingles in the wrong way. Yeah, I used to do variations of the scale to help me. Like, I used to do Hello Mellow. I used to do Hello Mellow, Hello Mellow, Hello Mellow, Hello Mel, Hello Mellow, Hello Mellow, Hello Mellow, Hello Mellow, Hello Mel, up a half. Hello Mellow, Hello Mellow, Hello Mellow, Hello Mel, Hello Mellow, Hello Mellow, Hello Mellow, Hello Mellow, Hello Mel, up a half. Hello, you know what I mean? That helped me a lot in choir. Those were that's how I learned the scale and shit, because I don't know it. That's called thirds. Wouldn't know. That's what Hetfield does. I didn't know that either. I learned that in choir. What else did we used to do? I mean, we did the do re mi. We did the Hello Mellow shit. I mean, the Hello Mellow was our major warm up. I'm trying to remember the ones that we used to do. I can't remember them all. Apparently, I didn't learn my arpeggios because I don't know what that is. A lot of vocalists use warm-ups like that, most even. Makes sense. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. And just forget that noise you heard. It's just the beast under your bed. Oh, shit. Butt rock, yeah. I remember our choir teacher was awesome. We actually sang Mary Jane by Rick James at a nursing home. Dope. Yeah, our choir teacher was had a bit of a stick in the mud, a stickler for Christian chamber music. Actually wrote his own song called Cantante Dominum that he made us sing. Hey ho, nobody home. Okay, so don't just drop lyrics in my fucking chat, dude. I'm warning you. This is not the place for you to come and do your fucking little spammy lyrical shit. Go to a fucking Twitch chat for that shit. And you can sneak it in between Pepe the Frogs and fucking, Omega Lulz and shit. Okay? Fair? Fair. Christian music gets boring. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to devote myself to being in a chamber choir or something, but it was neat to be in it for 2 years. I was in it my junior and senior year of high school, and yeah, I liked it. Monka scared. Yeah, let's just turn this into a fucking Twitch chat. Oh my god, what a nightmare. That's what keeps me from using that platform. It's even in a fucking normal low-key stream, the chat is just like, Pepe go, Pepe hands, Pepe sad, people laugh, Pepe Omega lol, Pepe, Pepe, Pepe. It's just like, ugh. Look like Revolver Ocelot in the thumbnail. Cool. Cool. PogChamp. Playing any games? I just started playing this game last night. I got it on sale because it looked really chill. I started playing this game called, what's it called? Fuck. Dyson Sphere Project. And it was a really chill experience starting that game. Because it's not like a game where it seems like there's this timer running where if you don't beat it, you die or whatever the fuck. It seems like a game that's just about fucking around and creating little machines and stuff. And I like it. It was very chill. Very chilled out and relaxing kind of game to me. I've never really played a game like that. I understand it's kind of like another game, Factorio or whatever, that came out a while back. But I've never played Factorio, so I can't really vouch for that. Valentine's Day is such a depressing time of year. Why? Paul, if you like that, you'd like Satisfactory or Factorio. It's depressing for us forever alone, folks. It's a Hallmark holiday, bro. Dating has nothing to do with Valentine's Day. Just ignore it. Being in a relationship has nothing to do with Valentine's Day. Just ignore it. Yeah, being single is just fine. Like, I don't know where the social pressure is coming in your life for you to be not single, but it's okay to be single. It's cool. Like, I feel like Valentine's Day is mostly like a grade school holiday that somehow survives. You're not all forever alone either. Don't think that way. Yeah, that's true. Well, that can become a self-fulfilling prophecy if you think that way. If you're alone and you don't want to be, there's a good chance that you're not putting yourself out there in any way. Yeah, forever alone doesn't exist unless you want it to. There are some people out there who I genuinely think they want forever alone, and they bitch about it, but they do everything they can to fucking make it a reality. As an example. It's just the beast under your bed, in your closet, in your head. Exit light. Into what?
Oh, so go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just.
I said Dinor's happy to be back out.
Is he? You're not too cold out here, D? I guess you are pretty shaggy daggy. Yeah, I just needed shoes on my feet. It's getting cold out here. One of the socks I'm wearing is disgraceful.
Yeah.
It has to go.
I'm getting more and more disgraceful socks. I think we just.
We need to re-up our socks.
Yeah.
I think we need to just do a sock buy. Because, like, dude, I was looking at like, one of the socks I have on my foot is literally a disgrace.
Yeah. It's a Dinor.
It is. Because he just grabs a sock and uses it like it's his little baby that he carries around. Going outside without shoes. Oof. I was just in my socks. I'm on my porch. But it is cold, yeah. I've noticed that dogs like to steal socks. Well, some of them do. Dinor does, for sure. He's a sock thief. Full-blown and unrepentant.
I mean, socks are expensive because your feet, you gotta be kind to your feet.
You do. I actually have a pack of socks I think I haven't even opened yet.
Maybe. Yeah.
But you need some socks. Because if your sock is anywhere near as disgraceful as this sock I got on my foot, this sock, when it comes off my foot, is going right in the trash.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. Dogs steal socks, cats steal straws. Yeah, I don't think Cricket's a big straw thief.
He's taken my underwear before.
He's an underwear thief?
Yeah.
Cricket. Your dog steals shoes. Yeah. Dinor doesn't really do anything with shoes. I guess we're lucky for that. Although I was just talking to him while I was putting my shoes on in there about how I want to train him to bring me my shoes.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. I don't think he understood what I was saying, but...
No, you're right, Z8. Cats love any little tiny plastic thing they can bat around.
Yep. Cricket loves, like, a wadded up piece of paper...
Or a twisty tie.
A twisty tie, an empty can. What else? I mean, anything.
Hair ties.
Oh, well, yeah, hair ties. He likes to eat those. Fucking Cricket. I'm so worried because, like, I know I've got way less of these than I did. I know I've lost them.
Well, those, I don't think he'd eat.
I don't think he can eat these, yeah. They're floofy, yeah. The ones he ate were, like, just
I
the...
found some in the laundry. I found some just laying around. So.
I've lost a bunch of them, I'm sure.
That's why hair ties come in, like, packs of 20 or some shit.
Yeah. Does he like beans? Like corn pop? What?
I guess Cornelius likes beans.
Oh. I always think of...
That's one of...
I've never gotten with their calling Cornelius fucking corn pop. I know that's what they call him almost exclusively now, but I can't think of corn pop without thinking of the black guy that Joe Biden menaced with a chain. So, you know, like, his name was Cornelius when I was first introduced to him. And so that's what I call him. Cornelius, and if I'm shortening it, I say corny. I can't get with this corn pop shit. That's like an in-house nickname for corny.
Oh yeah, Cricket likes spaghetti.
It's like D. Nobody calls him D. Everybody calls him Dinor. Like if Chelsea were to pull up and visit him, having not seen him for a while, she'd be like, Dinor! TJ would be like, what's up, buddy? What's up, Dinor? Fucking Scotty would pick him up. Dinor, come here, Dinor. Nobody calls him D but us. That's his, like, in-house nickname.
We call him Flute Mallow sometimes.
Yeah, fluffy ass, fluffy butt, dusty D, dirty D.
Cricket gets a shithead occasionally.
Cricket is a shithead sometimes. The rain seems to shut these roosters up.
Yeah.
These roosters don't like the rain. They're not out crowing in the rain.
Unfortunately, Corn Pop can't get revenge because he's dead.
Yeah, that's true. Corn Pop died. Maybe Corn Pop had a son, though. Maybe Corn Pop Jr. Dude, Corn Pop Jr. can come. Avenge his father with a rusty switchblade that's been soaked in the rain barrel. So it gets rusty, so you get sick if you get cut with it. You know what this is here, Biden? Who's that? Is that Corn Pop? No. No, old man, it's not Corn Pop. It's Corn Pop Jr. Well, if I'm not mistaken, that was the sound of a rusty switchblade soaked in a rain barrel being flipped open. Dead right, old man. You're dead right. Apollo Creed equals Corn Pop. Dun 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 dun.
Oh boy, someone's trying to get some in the chat.
Huh?
Someone's trying to get some in the chat.
Oh, really?
Slide into some DMs.
Really? Well, good luck. You think Biden sleeps with a length of chain by his bed? Oh, yeah, that scene definitely goes with, like, been waiting for you, kid. That's right. My dad told me always to be prepared. Says when you slide a man, sometimes you slide his whole family. And America's like that. You unarmed, old man. I'm never unarmed, kid. Reaches under his bed. Keep a length of chain. Right underneath my pillow. Well, I guess it's time for us to do the dance that my daddy never got the chance to do. That's right, kid. I don't want to do this, but if you come close to me, I'll wrap this length of chain around your head. Do your worst, old man. Do your worst. Dun, 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 dun. They're in the fucking Lincoln bedroom or whatever. Biden does that crazy shit where he like wraps it around his own body and then like uses it to like sling the chain out like go-go in fucking Kill Bill 1.
Yeah. Well, I think the Biden impression is probably easier than the Trump impression.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's definitely easier.
The cadence of Trump is a very unique thing.
It definitely is. Trump's a tough one to do. Biden's way easier. You like the chain, Jack? Wraps it around his own neck, and then it fucking flings back and wraps around the rusty razor. Ah! I don't want to have to do this to you, kid. Well, I didn't make the mistake my daddy made. He brought a knife to a chain fight, pulls out a gun. Biden just starts blocking it with the chain, starts spinning the chain. It's like, pew, 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 pew. Length of chain's a good weapon. And if I'm not mistaken, that's your last bullet, kid. I want this to happen so... Not in real... In Minecraft, I want this to happen. Oh, shit, bro. Oh, fuck, man. Dude, the Secret Service is not going to come about a corn pop fucking action scene, okay? Where Biden clearly wins. Biden's length of chain defeats all. An old deranged corn pop. That might be cool too, like corn pop faked his death. All of a sudden, Biden's sitting in the fucking Oval Office. He hears an old raspy voice from his past. What's going on, white boy? Corn pop? They told me you died back in 96. Cancer or something. Yeah, they tell us a lot of things, don't they? Man, this would be dope. The whole corn pop v fucking Biden meme has... I don't know why that hasn't been animated. Why it hasn't turned into an action scene. Why somebody hasn't done a wire fu epic based around it. Like, come on. I know there's people out there with infinite money and infinite talent. Like, get this shit done.
The hair sniff is okay, but it's overdone now.
Yeah, that's true. Biden's sitting at the Resolute desk and just hits a button and a length of chain drops from the ceiling and he yanks it. All right, old man. I'll tell you like I told you before. I'm sorry for what I said to you up there on that diving board. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have called you. What did he call him? Hester. There was some black diving gold medalist that he called him. I shouldn't have said that to you. But the truth of the matter is you're breaking the rules. Now, I'll wrap this length of chain around your head today just like I would have 70 years ago, Jack. Yeah, I'm sorry for calling you Esther. Still to this day, I wake up with a cold sweat, wishing I hadn't called you that. Had enough of your words, old man. I've been in hiding for 70 years waiting for this moment. Waiting for you to rise all the way to the top. I saw how you used that story on the campaign trail. That wasn't how it went down, and you know it. Come on, Corn Pop. I mean, look. The campaign trail is the campaign trail, Jack. This is you and me in America. It's like circling each other around that Oval Office desk, you know? I love it, dude. Kamala comes out. Yeah, then all of a sudden Kamala comes out, jumps up on the desk with a gun, says, "Freeze!" Pat him down, boys, and they find like an eighth of weed on Corn Pop, and she's like, "Lock him up forever." Dun 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 dun. Corn Pop's like, "But I got grandkids." She's like, "Fuck those kids. Lock them up too. Conspiracy to distribute weed." Yeah, then as soon as he's out of the room, she fires up a blunt and passes it to Biden. Another day, another dollar, sir. That's right. It's America for you. Sometimes the past comes back to haunt you. That's what my pop says. Like an old ghost. That's like what America is. It's an old ghost.
Oh, dude. Clint Eastwood is Biden and Danny Glover is Corn Pop.
Perfect. Perfect casting. It would have to be.
Yeah. I think Clint Eastwood is significantly older, isn't he?
Yeah. Kamala pulls out a boombox and puts in Snoop Dogg's seminal work, Doggy Style, and just hits play. and they fire up a big honey blunt and start passing it back and forth in the Oval Office.
Clint Eastwood is 90.
Yeah. That's perfect. It's perfect. That's perfect. He has to be older. It's perfect. Oh man, I love it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it, man. See, if Saturday Night Live had a set of balls, these are the types of fucking skits that we'd be getting out of them instead of these like ball washing bullshit, fucking unwatchable crap that squeezes out of the sphincter that it is Saturday Night Live now. You imagine that skit on Saturday Night Live, dude, it would blow up. It would be huge. Corn Pop shows up to have one last dance with fucking Biden. Then Kamala comes in, busts him for weed, and locks him up forever. And then at the end, she lights up a big blunt and passes it to Biden, and they smoke it together while listening to Snoop Dogg. That would be, like, that's it. There's my pitch. Hey, there's my pitch, Saturday Night Live. You want to be relevant again? Dude, put me on the writing staff of SNL, dude. Do it. Give me 2 months on the writing staff of SNL, and I'll turn that show around, dude. I'll bring edge and cultural relevancy back to that fucking show. I swear to God, I'd do it. Give me 2 months. I'll do it unpaid. If you don't want to pay me after that 2 months, you want to go back to what you were doing before, fine. I'll do a 2-month unpaid internship as a fucking sketch writer on that show and turn it around in 2 months. With the existing cast. I don't even need anybody else. I'll work with whatever fucking shit they got. Yep, I'll do it. Make SNL great again. With the existing cast, that's impossible. Nope, I'd do it. If I was allowed access to the guest people, because they still book big guests, like, so you know what I mean? I could wait around for the Corn Pop sketch to when they got like an older guy guest that could pull off a Biden. The next time they have Jim Carrey on, don't they have Jim Carrey on like twice a year? Have Jim Carrey reprise his fucking Biden role. You know, do fucking, isn't that fucking guy, Keenan Michael Key still on the cast? Like a chunkier black dude?
It's not Keenan, I don't think. Is it?
Or Keegan Michael Key? Am I thinking of the right guy? Chunkier black dude? He's not on the cast no more? It's a different guy? Oh, he's from Key and Peele. Okay, yeah. The dude from fucking Kenan Thompson. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just met.
Close.
I was mixing up Keenan and Keegan. Yeah. Kenan Thompson. We do him up in old man makeup. He's Corn Pop.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey reprises his role as Joe Biden. Is the Cuban American lady still on the cast? The one that was in Bridesmaids, the one that gets diarrhea and shits in the street. What's her fucking name? She was in Bridesmaids. She was the bride. Maya Rudolph. Is Maya Rudolph still on the cast?
I think so.
Yay, nay. Still on the fucking cast? I think she is, right?
I don't know no more.
She does guest spots? Perfect. She comes, does a guest spot. She's fucking Kamala. We get a couple of the other guys to play the Secret Service agents that pat down Corn Pop and find the little baggie of weed.
I guess it says that she's still president
Yeah, there you go. She does guest spots. Boom. That sketch alone, I shit you not, if they did that sketch, it might turn that show around. And then they kept pushing that fucking kind of political edge, it might turn that show around. All of the fucking political commentary has been excised out of it in favor of not offending anybody in the audience, and it shows so fucking much. They plant weed on Corn Pop? Yeah, that would be even better. Like one of the Secret Service guys, as he's patting the guy down, like pulls a little baggie of weed out and like stuffs it in Corn Pop's pocket, and then he's like, what's this? Corn Pop looks at Joe and he's like, you slimy scumbag. That's a federal offense, Jack, is what that is. Intent to distribute. Take him away, boys. Solitary for life. Yeah. Then they go on to take the weed and smoke that weed. Yeah. That's it. There's the sketch. See, the problem is, I don't know that Jim Carrey would do it because he worships Biden. Like, he painted this picture of Biden glowing in the sunlight right after he was fucking inaugurated. And then wrote, like, oh, how great it is to have accountability back in the White House or something. So he probably, like, isn't going to make fun of Biden. Maybe. I don't know. It depends. Jim Carrey, you know. I don't know what he'd be willing to do. We can't get him. We'll have to find somebody else, some other fucking dork on the cast and coach him. It can be done, though. Jim Carrey's not a must. It would just be helpful. And once again, like Maya Rudolph might not want to make fun of fucking Kamala either. It's another problem. See, I think SNL just lacks leadership. It needs a good writing team. It needs a writing team that pushes the edge and not a writing team that fucking rides the fence. It needs a good writing team. I think there's some funny people on that show. Maya Rudolph is a funny lady. I'm sorry. She is. Fucking, fuck. The guy that we just fucking...
Keegan Thompson.
I don't think it's Kenan Thompson.
Yeah.
Kenan Thompson is a funny guy. He can be funny. He's got talent. Is fucking what's his name still on there? The guy that played the New York nightlife correspondent. What was his name? Stefan. Yeah. Yes. New York's hottest night spot is called Do Da Do Do. It's in a dumpster on C Street and 72nd Avenue. It has everything. Midgets who breathe fire onto other midgets who catch on fire. Bill Hader, yeah. Is he still on the cast? Bill Hader moved on. Oof, that's a loss. I'm not even a really big fan of Bill Hader, but he's a funny person. You can bribe him to come back, maybe. Maybe if he sees that fucking SNL has balls again, he'll come back. You know, we can approach him and be like, come on, Bill. The world needs more Stefan. Let's do it. The club is owned by one-eyed Cuban refugee Ione Gontana. We need more Stefan. Did you keep Kate McKinnon on? I'd have to look at a picture of Kate McKinnon. I don't know who she is off the tops. Who is she? I'd have to look at a picture of. That doesn't narrow it down for me. Sorry. I'm gonna need more than that. If I see her face, I'll be able to place her somewhere in a sketch, and I'll let you know if I would keep her on SNL or not. The Ghostbuster lady. Oh, she played the nerdy Egon lady. Yes, I would keep Kate McKinnon on. Yes, she can be worked with. Yeah, so if she's the one that played the like nerdy tech Egon lady in the Ghostbuster reboot, then yes, I would keep her on the staff. I think she's capable of doing some funny stuff. She played Hillary. Yeah, she's played a lot of different female political figures and stuff. I think she's got it in her to be pretty funny. She commits. Yeah. She'd keep her spot if Lauren put me in charge. Now she'd have to earn it. Everybody on that fucking cast would have to earn it, because if if we're talking about the power fantasy of putting me in charge of the whole fucking SNL thing, like Lauren dies and somehow he's my fucking great uncle and I'm the heir apparent or some shit, it's a different story. My first thing that I would do is probably fire the writing staff and hire new writers. I don't think that the writing staff is doing a good job anymore. I might even go to some of the old writing staff and offer them real plum juicy contracts to come back and train some new writers. I would get some new pitch people going. And I would expect pitches out of all of these people that are still on the cast. And that's how they would earn. You earn your spot with good pitches and good execution of those pitches. We let them know that, like, we're going to turn this into a place that floats above the political spectrum and isn't part of it. We're not going to be an arm of the DNC. We're going to make just as much fun of the political class when the leftists or the left is in power as we do when the right is in power. And if you don't want to do that, get the fuck out. And then we'd hire some new fucking talent, because there would probably be a couple of people that didn't want to do that. Oh yeah, I'd get Norm right back on the horn. I'd be like, Norm, look, I'm going to write you a fat contract. You're going to come back and do fucking Weekend Update. That's it. That's all you have to do. And it's yours too. I'm not going to fucking intercede. You cover it however you want to cover it, and we'll fucking deal with it in post. You say something that's too fucking crazy, we'll deal with it. You go. We'd get some better guests. We'd start booking fucking more talent on the show. We'd make it a showcase for some of the fucking best music and shit again. It'd be a show again. That's all it needs. It needs like a reinvigorated, ballsy, we do not belong to a political party, we do not speak for one political side or the other kind of attitude. We make fun of everybody. Yeah, get Kanye on. Why the fuck not? Like, say what you want about Kanye. He's fucking huge. Why not? Get The Weeknd on. He's not the greatest performer, judging from that Super Bowl shit, but whatever. I like his songs. He's a talented guy. Get the fucking Weeknd on. He's definitely got a sense of theatrics and shit, so The Weeknd is one of those musical guests that you could put in a sketch or two. Bring back Mad TV, yeah. Mad TV was a pretty great sketch comedy show. The Kids in the Hall was another good one. A little more highfalutin. But, yeah. Sketch comedy shows used to be pretty fucking edgy and cool. You know, they pulled no punches. They made fun of everybody. It was great. Helped everybody laugh at themselves. Helped diffuse a little bit of the fucking rancor between people who don't agree by forcing them to watch a show where they had to be laughed at. They had to laugh at themselves every once in a while. One of Norm's great friends. I don't know. I know he and Conan are pretty close. Conan O'Brien used to write for SNL back when SNL was good. Briefly. Spade, yeah. I don't know, dude. I'd probably get those guys. Like, I'd get David Spade. I wouldn't ask them because they're at a point in their career where they're probably not wanting to come back to SNL or whatever the fuck. But I would ask them as to be consultants on the show, like writing consultants on the show. Have them come in and do some work for the show. Because we're trying to get back to that era of fucking, maybe not back to that era. We're trying to update that for the 21st century. For the modern kind of culture. We're trying to update this no holds barred kind of everybody gets made fun of comedy. To diffuse a little bit of the fucking tension in this country that comes from our political dissonance. So I'd have those, you know, I'd get those folks on the horn and have them consult with me a little bit about, you know, even if it's just a conversation with the fucking writing team. Have them come in and teach a fucking class or something. I don't know what the fuck.
Galentine's Day.
What was it?
Apparently today is Galentine's Day.
Galentine's?
Yeah, it's supposed to be for women being friends and celebrating their women friends.
Oh.
I don't know why it's called Galentine's.
I don't know. That's cool. I didn't know that. Galentine's Day.
Wonder if Galen invented that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Black cats are sneaky at night. Black cats are sneaky all day. Like, Cricket is only seen when he wants to be seen. He can be very, very sneaky. Like, there was one time I went looking for Cricket. I was just like, where's Cricket at? And I looked in his box. He's got a big box with his stuff in it. And we've got a pillow in there that has cat eyes all over it.
Yeah.
I saw those. And I was like, oh, there he is. And I walked away. And then I came back later and I saw him in the same spot. And I was like, fuck. He was in your room. His decoys and shit. Unbelievable. Dynor, on the other hand, is not very ninja-like at all. He kind of like is, you know, he's in the room.
He comes to find you.
Yeah.
He'd like to find us, huh?
Is he a cuddle cat or more distant? He loves to cuddle, but not for like super long periods of time. He cuddles, like sometimes he'll cuddle up and go to sleep with you, and that's nice. But he's more of a nocturnal, kind of wants to be running around, getting into mischief at night and shit. But he loves to like come and lay down with you if you're just taking a nap or whatever the fuck. Or jump up in your lap when you're watching TV, or he loves jumping up in my lap when I'm playing video games. He'll just sit there. So comedy's dead. We're past parody. Things are serious to joke about now, honestly. Fix global warming and wealth inequality. Then we can crack jokes and a sort of general consensus. I don't agree. I think that if we're going to deal with what's coming, we're going to need humor just as much as we need direct action. We're going to need the human sense of humor to get through this. We can't set aside humor in favor of just cold, icy logic. People aren't wired that way. We can't exist in a heightened state of constant fucking anxiety. We have to let go a little bit. We have to laugh at ourselves, at each other, at the situation. It's called gallows humor. And it's a defense mechanism, exactly, against the depressing fucking nature of life. So I disagree that we need to set humor aside until all these things are fucking solved. A lot of those things that you mentioned, specifically global warming or climate change, as it's now called, that's not going to be solved. We're going to have to endure it if we're to survive as a species. And if you don't think that we're going to need our sense of humor, I don't know what to tell you, bro. The fundamental human experience is what it is. And humor is a huge part of that. It's how we deal with the shitty cards that life is always fucking laying down on the table. Both as a civilization and in your personal life. If you can't laugh, you're dead. It's part of survival. Comedy and tragedy, right? The whole Greek duality. You have to laugh. Or engage in something that amuses you. You have to do it. It's literally the point of DFF. Maybe it is. You have to think. You have to worry. You can't be free of those things, but you have to fucking laugh. Laughing is part of living. A lot of the rancor that we see is due to the fact that we have lost our national sense of humor. It's almost gone. It's become so rancorous that it's just barbs being flung back and forth at people. It's not really humorous anymore. It's not all-inclusive. We're laughing at each other, not with each other. And that's just the truth. That means our sense of humor has become tainted against us. We need to revive that. It's such an important part of life. It can't all be sardonic and nihilistic. It can't. It can't all be just a barb that you fling at half the nation and then they fling one back at you. That's not humor. That's verbal abuse. We need to laugh together again. For sure. I haven't watched the Comedy Store documentary now. What are you lolling about now, Alexander? You know you're on fucking thin ice already. I already had to dress you down once today. Do I got to dress you down again? Did I say something you found funny? Sometimes that means laughing at yourself too. Yeah, that's what makes humor innocuous and not just a verbal abusive barb flung back and forth between two groups of people. It's the ability to laugh at those people and to laugh at yourself too. I didn't do nothing. All right, Alexander. All right. the matter, Big D? What's the matter, big man? I would show you guys, but I know he's only going to do it like twice, like he just did.
Yeah.
It's too wet. Too wet. I'm done.